Gaming, gaming, gaming. What's it all about? Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, only on GameCube. Who can't forget this game? You could play as Sonic the Hedgehog, Shadow the Hedgehog, Rouge the Bat, Knuckles the Enchilada. You could play as the whole enchilada. Dr. Eggman. Tails, who's in a Big Mac for some reason. I'll be honest, the main reason why I played this game, besides the really fun gameplay, which is whatever, is the fucking Chao Garden. Dude, the Chao Garden is dope. I wish they made a Chao Garden mobile game. That would make them $1 billion to Sega. I think the Sega could just make a straight Chao Garden device, and people would eat that shit up. Hands down. Literally the only reason why I go back and play this game is for the Chao Garden. I'll go through each individual level, just trying to farm the little Chao keys to get to the Chao Garden afterwards, and try to get little animal dudes. That way I can get them to the Chao Garden afterwards, just so I can upgrade my Chao that I'll probably never end up using. One thing I thought was really cool is if you either played as like a good character or a bad character, and you kept petting the Chao, they'd either become good or evil. And even like the voice lines when they pet the Chao, Sonic's like, "Don't worry, buddy." Or Eggman's like, "Yo." You played, you'd remember. Then casually there was just like fighting in that game. Like, you'd have your little Chao dude and they just like the shit out of each other, which is, you know, if you had a really good one, he'd just like come up really hard and like the 1-2 sure you can fucking fly out of the stage. It was sick. And then there's also like Chao racing, which is always cool. My one usually sucked at that because I always wanted to make them fight. But Chao racing is pretty dope. Once you got really strong, you can just like sell the competition, especially if you get to like earlier stages of the late game Chao. Somehow I've been fortunate enough to have this game physically. I guess from when I was a kid, I just bought it back then. I'm pretty sure this game's worth a decent bit nowadays, so I'm very thankful I still have it. I managed to have it complete in box as well, which is pretty cool. Got everything in here, you know, upside down, gotta love it. Memory card slot for your memory cards. I don't know where my memory card is, so I'm not putting it in there. Pretty fucking dope. The only thing that sucks about my copy in particular is that the back is very dirty, as you can probably tell. I'm sure I can just get a case swap or something. But yeah, definitely seen some better days, that's for sure. I feel like all the Sonic Team games from this era were super sick, like Sonic Adventure 2, whatever. For me, what comes to mind when I think of a Sonic Team game is Billy Hatcher. I feel like not many people played Billy Hatcher. My local library had it, and I always used to rent it religiously because it was just such a fucking weird game. You're a dude, you're Billy, you got the hat. Yeah, I'm not doing that again. You got the hat, you dress as a chicken, and you're rolling eggs like Katamari. And sure enough, you're rolling enemies, I'm gonna say. You hit them, and your egg gets bigger, then it hatches into like an animal or some shit. I remember it being really fun. I remember being really off the wall. I want to say you can get like Sonic characters too in that game for some reason. I remember the battle mode really fondly. Just fucking up dudes with your egg. I feel like people remember that game quite fondly. Like, I think it's got pretty good reviews last time I checked. There's people in my work who play Sonic Adventure 2 pretty religiously on our consoles. And one thing I never really realized as a kid, and I'm sure it probably stressed the shit out of my parents, is that this game is so fucking loud. Like, the coin noises. Now, I don't think our TVs at work are that loud. They're pretty standardized sounds. But like, ding, it sucks. The thing that's really annoying is Tails. I guess Eggman too, because they're both the same character essentially. When they're homing onto shit, it's like, you played the game you're talking about. That shit's annoying. So annoying. Looking at the case, I'm honestly quite surprised it's a rated E for everyone game. I feel like this game's kind of violent. You got your Chao cockfighting or your Chao dogfighting, whatever you want to call it. You've got your weapons. Like, dudes just got guns and are shooting you straight up. At the beginning of the game, like, kind of scary. When you're doing City Escape and that fucking big truck's coming down after you, dude, that's scary, man. As a kid, right now it's scary. That's like get your heart pumping, you know what I mean? Like, as a kid, that's a fucking intimidating level, you know? I think, personally, it should at least be an E10. But that's just me. How can I forget to mention the soundtrack? Dude, the soundtrack is a banger. Oh my gosh. The Knuckles stages have some amazing songs. Of course, you get like Crush 40 and stuff on the soundtrack. And like, they're goated, of course. But dude, the Knuckles songs, Pumpkin Hill, Aquatic Mine, dude, those songs are bangers. They're so good. Playing the game nowadays, I feel like I've become a bit of a completionist. When I was younger, I do just want to kind of levels and do whatever. But at least with the Sonic games, I do kind of want to collect everything. With most games, I'm usually bad for just plowing through it. But it's like, fuck it. Like, Sonic, I feel especially bad because it has, like, letter ranking at the end of the level. And it's like, E, you suck. I'm feeling a little offended, Sonic, I won't even lie. So I'm trying to go for, like, S if they do have that. Like, I'm trying to go for the good ranks. But typically, I don't really get that chance. I'm kind of dog shit. But I try. Good to feel good after a Sonic level. Especially, like, the little windscreen. Like, and it's like, E, you're dog shit. One thing I remember from this game, which I never really keyed into as a kid, that they were real things until way later, was the sponsorship with soap. So, no pun intended, Sonic Adventure 2, if I recall correct, has soap shoes as a sponsorship, which are the shoes that Sonic wears lets him grind rails. And they're a real thing, and they're pretty fucking cool. There's videos of people with these soap shoes, which are like, have like a little, like, right here in the middle, which will let you grind rails. I guess they have like resistance, or it's like metal on metal kind of thing. Dudes are just whipping these soap shoes around. It is really, really cool. Man, that's pretty cool. Like, that shit you don't really see every single day. I wonder if it's still around now. I feel like it probably isn't, but, sure, it could be worth getting a pair of soap shoes for the one time. In conclusion, I think Sonic Adventure 2 is a wicked game. I love the Chao Garden specifically, but the other gameplay is amazing. It's got some great individual levels, pretty good story as far as I remember. Again, I'm pretty notorious for skipping the cutscenes, but really fun gameplay, fun multiplayer, amazing soundtrack. This game is a banger. 10 out of 10. Pretty easily too. Like, this is a game I can go back and play any day of the week and just love all over again. It's so good. One thing I forgot to mention, dude, speaking of the Chao Garden, I don't know if you guys remember this part of the Chao Garden, but there's like a little Game Boy thing where you can like transfer chows and shit. But that part of the Chao Garden, you use an option to like send them away forever and like delete them. Dude, that's like the most depressing shit ever. The music is so somber and sad. I remember as a kid, I accidentally deleted one of my chows and like crying for hours, man. I was so sad. It was so miserable. Don't recommend doing that. I don't know if there's a limit to how many chows you can have. I don't see why you'd want to delete a chow personally, unless you have something against them, which, call their own. But yeah, I felt like an asshole when I did that. I was so sad as a kid. It's like when your Tamagotchi dies. It's like, dude, it's over. What do I do? I'm so sad. But yeah, in conclusion, this game's great. Definitely recommend grabbing it. I think it's pretty pricey nowadays, to be honest. Dude, they gotta bring this game back on like GameCube Classic on Switch or some shit. Like, this game is way too good to be tossed to the wayside. Yeah, I'd recommend, big time. Anyways, catch y'all around.